Joining me now from our bureau in New York City, former Navy SEAL and former FBI Special Agent Jonathan Gilliam. Jonathan, the predicate to the FISA warrant, this is very important, and Inspector General Horowitz detailed this. 17 significant inaccuracies. I want to read to you from the report, just briefly. As a result of the 17 significant inaccuracies, relevant information was not shared with and consequently not considered by important department decision makers and the court, and the FISA applications made it appear as though the evidence supporting probable cause was stronger than it actually was. It goes on. The Crossfire Hurricane team failed to inform department officials of significant information that was available to the team at the time that the FISA applications were drafted and filed. Much of that information was inconsistent with or undercut the assertions contained in the FISA applications that were used to support probable cause, and in some instances resulted in inaccurate information being included in the applications. This is what I would call, Jonathan, guilt by omission. The mainstream media does this all the time. They omit critical facts. This is the FBI now omitting critical facts. This is, in my opinion, this is manipulating evidence. What do you think?
I don't think it's just only manipulating evidence. I think what we see here is a conspiracy to actually create evidence. And that's the part that he's leaving out in all these types of lawyer speak that you're hearing throughout this. I know, having been in the FBI, the way the system works, and there's a group of people who vet all the information. When you go around those people, or the senior executives that take the case and go around those people, that in and of itself is very shady. But when you look at the fact of who Carter Page was, that the CIA was using him, that the FBI then utilized him and the fake dossier. See, that's the thing he's not mentioning. Fake evidence.
Right.
It's not just that they kept evidence from people. They manufactured evidence, and these people all work together. And one thing that he's just not pointing out is that in a real case, this is called conspiracy, and every single person involved would be a part of that conspiracy, and they would be chargeable, which is not really mentioned in this at all.
When you're FBI agents, you always go to motivation. So let's look at motivation here. You hear the mainstream media reporting it was not driven by political bias. But let me quote from the report again. Steele's handling agent told us that when Steele provided him the first election reports in July 2016 and described his engagement with Fusion GPS, it was obvious to him that the request for the research was politically motivated. But then later in the report, we have this, Jonathan. We did not find any documentary or testimonial evidence that political bias or improper motivation influenced the FBI's decision to seek FISA authority on Carter Page. Excuse me, but there is your motivation right there. Yeah, if the actual document, whether it was real or not, and we know, of course, it was filled with lies, but if the actual document is motivated by politics and it's then used to spy on innocent Americans, there's your political motivation.
Right, and again, the group of people that would vet that or should have vetted it would know that who paid for this to be produced. And I know that the people that did use it, the Comey and Peter Strzok and McCabe and all these people who were involved in this, they knew who paid for that piece of fake evidence. I believe they knew it was fake. I believe they may have even had a hand in how it was crafted so that they could take it to a FISA judge. But regardless of all that, if they know that politicians paid for it, they know that it has a political bend,
of course,
and anybody involved in using that is obviously ideologically connected with those people who paid for it.
30 seconds left, Jonathan. As I read this report, it really is damning in the FISA court process. Is it not, and I've argued this on this program in the past, is it not time for Congress to reassess our FISA court process and whether we really even want the FISA court system as it exists today?
Well, that's the problem. Look who would have to assess it. The very people who are manipulating it and taking part in it. There's an entire problem here with the way this system functions. And yes, I believe that the system is broken in the way that it allows these senior executives to manipulate it for political purposes. That is wrong. and the way that we investigate politicians with special treatment is also wrong. They're all conspirators, and they've rigged the system.
And one more element here. We need to hear from the FISA court judges. Why these FISA court judges, especially the one that was presented this information, why is not this FISA court judge up in arms and throwing people in the brig? I don't know, but that's certainly part of their job. Jonathan, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.